Welcome back to DRIVE LUXE HUB, the place where passion meets performance and where the world's most extraordinary machines come to life through pure storytelling. Today, we're stepping into a realm where engineering is no longer bound by limits, where aerodynamics start to feel like art, and where speed becomes an experience you don't measure on a dial but feel in your chest. This is the long-awaited, futuristic, borderline unbelievable 2026 Ferrari F80, a car that doesn't just raise the bar, it redesigns what the bar is even supposed to be. So buckle up, lock in, and get ready, because what Ferrari has created here is something that looks like it came from a decade ahead of its time. From the moment you lay eyes on the 2026 Ferrari F80, the first thought that hits you is that this machine doesn't even look like it belongs on public roads. The design language has evolved so drastically from Ferrari's usual supercar silhouettes that the F80 feels almost like a prototype that accidentally escaped the development facility. It sits low, impossibly low, with a stance so wide that it looks like it's preparing to slice oxygen molecules in half just by standing still. Ferrari has always played with aggressive profiles, but the F80 takes aggression, sculpts it with carbon fiber, wraps it in aerodynamic genius, and presents it like a piece of road-legal aerospace technology. The front end is razor-sharp, with a nose so pointed and narrow that it resembles the front cone of a fighter jet. You see active aero wings tucked neatly into the nose, breathing, adjusting, adapting to airflow as you pick up speed. Ferrari didn't just give the F80 vents and channels, they gave it air pathways that look engineered with surgical precision. Every crease, every split, every opening feels like it was added not just for show, but because removing even one of them would break the car's ability to function at maximum efficiency. Light signatures stretch like laser beams across the front, and the narrow LED eyes give the F80 an expression that feels cold, calculated, and dangerously alive. Walking along the side of the car, the F80 looks like a stretched spear. Long lines, clean, uninterrupted, and flowing, cut through the bodywork. The entire side appears pulled backward by the massive downforce being generated. The wheel arches flare out dramatically, giving room for the monstrous wheels and ultra-low-profile tires that cling to the earth like claws on tarmac. Underneath, the car has carved out airflow channels that run almost the entire length of the chassis, helping to push cooling air through the hybrid powertrain while managing stability at extreme speeds. Then you reach the rear. The rear of the F80 is a spectacle of aerodynamic brutality. Twin vertical fins rise out of the back like the tail stabilizers of a hypercar fighter blend. The taillights form razor-thin lines that look like strokes made with a laser pen. The diffuser is enormous, deep, and sculpted into a shape that feels like the car is preparing to break the sound barrier. And sitting above it all is the floating wing, active, reactive, intelligent, changing angles hundreds of times a second depending on how aggressively you're pushing the car. But design is only the surface. Underneath this sculpted madness lies a powertrain that makes the F80 truly terrifying. Ferrari describes this as the next evolution of the hybrid hypercar, a twin-turbo V8 paired with a performance electric motor system working in perfect harmony to deliver an earth-shattering combined output. You're looking at numbers that dance around 1,200 horsepower, and what's wild is how seamlessly the power is delivered. The electric motors fill torquey gaps instantly, giving you a punch from zero that feels like you've been grabbed by a gravitational anomaly. Then, as the V8 spools up, the car doesn't just accelerate, it launches you forward like you've been fired out of a railgun. Ferrari claims a 0-100 km/h time that dips under 2 seconds depending on conditions, and when you put your foot down, you understand immediately how this is possible. The immediate response, the violent thrust, the way your surroundings start to blur faster than your brain can process. It's surreal. And then there's the top speed. The F80 pushes into realms that feel unsafe to even talk about casually. It climbs past 400 km/h in testing, and the stability at those speeds is what makes the car feel truly alien. Active aero plates shift, the rear wing dips, the suspension stiffens like steel, and the electric motors balance torque distribution with microscopic precision. You don't drive the F80 at high speed, you trust it with your life and hope your nerves can keep up. But even with all that power, Ferrari didn't forget about soul. When that V8 roars, mixed with the electric whir, the harmonics create a new generation of Ferrari sound, part mechanical fury, part electrified symphony, a soundtrack that feels like the birth of the future. Inside, the F80 feels like stepping into a minimalist cockpit. Ferrari removed anything unnecessary, leaving only what the driver needs. The steering wheel looks like a futuristic command module. Flat top, flat bottom, aggressive grip bolsters, and integrated controls that let you change driving modes, engage electric boost, adjust suspension, and much more. Screens wrap around your view, floating like holographic panels. The instrument cluster is fully digital, capable of reconfiguring itself based on your driving scenario: track, touring, electric mode, or full power insanity mode. The seating position is deep, low, and locked in. Ferrari designed the seats to mold to your body, providing both comfort and high-G stability. The materials inside the cabin mix luxury with purposeful engineering. You get Alcantara, premium carbon fiber, brushed metal, and strategically placed LED accent lighting that gives the cabin a futuristic glow. Everything feels driver-centric. No distractions, no clutter, just pure control. Even the infotainment system, though simplified, is smooth, fast, and intuitive. Ferrari has finally embraced a more modern software interface. Fluid animations, customizable skins, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and ultra-quick navigation response. But the system never overwhelms. Its purpose is not entertainment, but enhancement. When you take the F80 on the road, you realize that even though this machine is engineered like something from the next century, it still carries that unmistakable Ferrari essence. The steering is sharp and communicative. The suspension, though firm, adjusts quickly thanks to adaptive dampers. The car feels planted, yet alive under your fingertips. You can sense the grip, the weight transfer, the aerodynamic forces at play. It's a car that speaks to you, responds to you, and demands your respect in return. Driving it slowly is surprisingly calm. The electric mode allows quiet cruising, but the moment you tap that throttle, the car transforms into a beast, ready to attack the road with every ounce of fury it contains. The 2026 Ferrari F80 isn't just a hypercar, it's a statement, a signpost pointing toward the future of performance engineering. A declaration from Ferrari that innovation will not slow down, that the thrill of driving will not be lost in a world moving toward electrification, and that passion, speed, and artistry will always have a place on the road. This is the kind of car that doesn't just exist because someone wanted to make something fast. It exists because someone wanted to make something unforgettable. This has been DRIVE LUXE HUB, bringing you the machines that define dreams and the innovations that redefine what performance means. This was the 2026 Ferrari F80, a car that pushes boundaries further than ever. Thank you for watching, and as always, see you in the next video.